Good morning, Long Island. Welcome. Broadcasting live from the America First Media Campus. This is We Will Not Comply. We are here on the wonderful, chilly morning of November 8th, 2021. I almost said 2001. I almost had a Biden moment. 2021. It's a great day. We had a really fun weekend, a fun time at the Long Island Freedom Fair, and I'm going to toss it over to my friend here who would love to say good morning to everybody the way he always does.
Good morning, my neighbors. There we go. We are back.
There it is.
We are back for another week of debauchery. Let's go,
another
baby.
Week of debauchery. It's a good time. We had a great time over at the Freedom Fair yesterday. Saw a lot of people. It was a really good turnout. Nice to see a celebration of sorts where, with regards to the elections and everything like that. The red wave that we saw, people are calling it a red tsunami, whatever they want to call it, they can call it. It's great. We had a great time yesterday. So shout out to everybody who came out and was a part of that. That's important to continue to stay active because we only got 12 months until the governor's race and a couple of congressional races. Big midterm election year coming up, and it's just not looking good for the Democrats right now.
Not looking good at all. Not looking good for the Democrats. Not looking good for bad Republicans. Not looking good for a lot of people. It's not looking good if you've spent the last 10 months just straight up lying to people. Straight up lying to people. $4 gas prices. Milk's through the roof. Thank God I don't drink milk.
Yeah.
Milk is not good.
Yeah, the cows are charging more for the
cows are charging more.
The cows really have their, they say the cows when they come home.
The cows have come home.
The cows have come home. They're charging a lot.
Chickens have come home to roost.
To roost, that's it. Cock-a-doodle-doo. And wake up.
We are 4 minutes in and we are running out of stuff to talk about.
Silly. So it's a good week. It's going to be a slower paced week. Finally, we can take a breather. We can kind of have a little time to relax and reset. Not that much time. We don't want to lose. We don't want to get rusty, right? We don't want to get to a point where we start to kind of fall off and forget some of the good things that we did. But we can look at how it. We're 12 months away from the midterms. We can look at how some of these races are shaping up early. And I will tell you, USA Today, and they're no friend of our ideology. They're no friend of the right. They're no friend of Republicans. They're no friend of Donald Trump.
They're no friend of anybody except people who are in hotel rooms where they just slip it under the door.
Right. I don't even think they really have
I've
friends.
never seen a person actually buy a USA Today.
There you go.
It's just sitting in the lobby at every Holiday Inn in America.
But you would consider that a mainstream media poll.
It would be a mainstream media
They're
poll.
mainstream media. They're well known. They have a very big internet presence. So I go to USA Today. I see this happen. I tweeted it last night, and it went semi-viral. That's what happens on my Twitter now, apparently. And there was like 300 retweets, 38%. I saw this on Don Jr.'s Instagram. Joe Biden's approval rating right now in a USA Today poll. We're not talking about Rasmussen. We're not talking about Fox News. We're talking about a USA Today poll. His approval rating is 38%, but these numbers go a lot deeper than that. So it's a USA Today poll, 38% approval rating, but there were some really important numbers in there also. Nearly half of those surveyed, 46%. Say that Joe Biden has done a worse job as president than they expected, including 16% of those who voted for him. Independents by a 7-1 margin, 44% to 6%, says he has done a worse job, not a better job than they expected. So he is falling short with independents.
And the independent number is really key. Donald Trump used to love to say, I have a 98% approval rating with Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like no blank.
Right.
No blank. You have a 98%. But right now, Joe Biden is falling in the 80s with Democrats.
Yeah, it's
falling in the 80s with them. That's wild. You just picked the guy. You like 2 days ago. You just picked him.
It just happened.
It just happened. And honestly, the independent numbers are wild. 7-1.
That's not a good sign.
And moreover, the 6% of people that think he's doing a better job than they thought.
They must be hanging out with his son.
Find me one.
I
just want to meet one of these people. And I just want to ask why. Why is he doing a better job? Why?
One of them texts me every day, and he texted me, I have his number block listed on my phone, so I don't get the notifications when he does that. But this guy texts me relentlessly, and it's not like even one of these things where he's like harmful. He's just like annoying. So I have his notifications muted, and every couple days I check back and I send something silly, and then I wait for him to get triggered, and he sends me something back. But he was like, oh, the economy's doing so much better than under Trump, goes up to the job numbers. And I'm just like, have you bought gas lately? Like,
yeah.
tell me who's doing better right now.
Well, my favorite is when Joe Biden stood on stage and he was like, my predecessor claimed that if the stock market was high, that meant the economy was doing good. I don't believe that, he said. But in that case, the economy's doing better. So the example you're using is something you don't yourself believe.
I don't know what he believes. I don't think he knows what he believes. I think we have an issue. With Biden where he's really a lot of people are starting to say he's losing his faculties. And we can make all the poopy pants jokes, and I heard he farted at the climate thing, and that's fine, whatever, it happens.
He's emitting more methane than most of the cows.
Well, that's the other problem. I like to say all these Democrats to stop talking. Shut your mouth. There's too much carbon emission coming out of your pie hole.
Too much hot air.
You're leaving what's called a carbon footprint. Shut up. So we look at the polls. And, nearly 2/3 of Americans. These are numbers included in the poll here. Nearly 2/3 of Americans, 64%, say they don't want Joe Biden to run for a second term in 2024. That includes 28% of Democrats. Opposition to Trump running for another term in 24 stands at 58%, including 24% of Republicans.
Oh, it's a great day to be Ron DeSantis, I'll tell you that.
A wonderful day to be
Ron DeSantis. What he said the other day?
About Fauci?
A recession is when your neighbor loses their job.
Yes.
A depression is when you lose your job.
Yes.
And a recovery is when Dr. Fauci loses his job.
Fire Fauci.
I mean, Florida is putting out some awesome people.
Yeah, oh, yes, they are. Florida's doing very well.
Florida's doing very well.
Florida's doing very well.
I don't know what's happening in Tallahassee, but they got their shit together right now. They got everything together right now, running that state house. Life is good up there.
Tallahassee's killing it, believe me. So these are not good numbers that are these are not good numbers that are coming from this poll. But to add to it, Kevin's lost it. He's done.
Get the camera.
Oh, it's not on you. I don't think it's on you. Let me see. Is it on you? No.
Get the camera off me. It's too early for this.
Oh man! At least I didn't make rocket fuel. In addition to the terrible, those first two terrible numbers, Kamala Harris is polling worse than Joe Biden at 28%. I mean, if you could find a person less likable than Kamala Harris, someone not named Hillary Clinton, I'm ready, because this is a woman who polled nearly close to zero in the primaries. She didn't make it through Super Tuesday. I don't even know if she made it through Iowa, to be honest with you.
She didn't make it to Cal. She didn't make it to her own state.
Yeah, where she's a senator. She didn't even make it to her own state's primary. 28% is her approval rating.
And all 28% of them are the former mayor of San Francisco.
Yes. He's just casting all the Willie Brown's chew toy. The poll shows that 51% disapprove of the job that she is doing. 1 in 5, 21% are undecided. Americans overwhelmingly support the infrastructure bill Biden is about to sign, and I think that's because most Americans aren't reading it and figuring out that only 11% of the money in there. There is one more really interesting number, and this bodes well for us. This bodes well for any blue states looking to make a big change. The question that was posed to 1,000 registered voters here was, if the election were today, those surveyed said they would vote for the Republican congressional candidate over the Democratic one by a margin of 46% to 38%. That is a huge margin.
Game over.
This early in the race, you're looking at 60 to 70 seats at those numbers hold.
I think we look, I think the Tea Party wave had 60 seats, and Obama called that a shellacking.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, could we hit 100?
Oh man, if we
the only reason why we wouldn't hit 100 is because we've already got half the Congress to begin with.
Right.
We're only 6 seats down.
Yeah, we're not coming from a lower spot.
Yeah. So if there's any congressman on Long Island, hi Tom Swazi, hi Kathleen Rice.
There's one more who's on thin ice right now. Maybe we don't say his name.
I'm going to focus on the registered Democrats.
Let's focus on the.
I'm going to focus on the registered Democrats, not the actual Democrats. I wouldn't want to be a congresswoman on Staten Island right now because
No.
we know that Staten Island is one of the more forgiving places on planet Earth. I also wouldn't want to be on the South Shore of Long Island. What the hell is that
Person?
Democrat's name?
Yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't want to be Tom Suozzi. I wouldn't want to be Kathleen Rice. If you guys know them, send them this. Hi. Go talk to Laura Curran.
Yeah. Tell her how. Ask her how it worked out.
Hi, we're coming for you too.
Speaking of which, Laura Curran, you know, you lost.
Bomb, Curran.
But I think that's so stupid.
I've been working on that for 2 days.
But Laura Curran, you lost. You're not conceding. Does that make you an insurrectionist? I think we need to have a conversation about these Democrats who won't admit that they're done. Listen, I know there's 20,000 absentee ballots, and why they haven't been counted almost a week after the election is beyond me. But you have to go like 90-10 to even come close. You're down 11,000 votes. You have 20,000 absentees. It ain't happening. Get out of here.
Not happening.
Not happening. So those poll numbers are terrible, and that's why. That's why the country's favorite 3 words. There's 2 variations of the country's favorite 3 words, and I'm going to shout out somebody right now. I got news yesterday from a teacher within the district that the West Babylon football team.
Oh yeah,
the West Babylon High School football team at the pep rally broke out into F. Joe Biden chants, not the family-friendly version of the F. Joe Biden chant. I heard that the West Babylon football team in the high school at the pep rally was chanting F. Joe Biden in the school.
You know what? Let's have a little fun here. Any kids out there watching this one, you want to start one of those at your next wrestling match, your next football game, your next basketball game, go ahead, do it. Send it over. Sean will put it out. You'll go viral. You'll go viral.
Guaranteed.
Start a Let's Go Brandon or an FJB chant. We, got to be, I have to, I've been told I have to monitor my language.
You got to be where we're censoring here.
We're censoring my First Amendment right to say the word. But kids, if there's anyone out there or their parents, if you think your kids want to do it, go ahead. Start it at the next basketball game. Start a Let's Go Brandon chant. Sean will put it out. You'll go viral.
Yeah, get me the
You
video.
might end up on Fox News.
Yeah, get me the video. Or you might wind up in Australia. Because apparently that's where my videos go now.
I can't wait to hear the Australians attempt to pronounce Connecticut.
They're gonna
Massapequa.
So they were students in the Massapequa High School football team.
No one can pronounce Connecticut.
Conaquit. It's like, all right. Well, they have some interesting. They have a word like didgeridoo. That's not an easy word to pronounce either. Australia.
They also have like weird animals that eat babies, like dingoes.
Yeah, dingoes eat babies.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Seinfeld episodes.
So there's Jen Roman from West Babylon says, my 6-year-old is chanting, Let's Go Brandon on the couch. Very good. Oh, there we go. Nicole G. My 5-year-old chants, Let's Go Brandon.
Get it going in the high schools.
Oh, we love it.
And if you could get a video of it.
Yes.
It would be even better if you could get a video of the security guard trying to like wave you off,
or he's maybe like
if he's telling everyone to go in like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be glorious. We will find a way to get it to Brandon Brown.
So I'll be able to get it to Brandon Brown easily. I know somebody who knows him. It's a matter of fact, I can't say it on the air. I'll tell you off the show.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'll show you the picture. Toga. But anyway, listen, so if your kids are into school, whatever, you do have a video of Let's Go Brandon going on, or if it happens to break out into the non-family friendly variation of the same chant, send it to me. I'll put it up. You will go viral, guaranteed. Okay. So the people, they will eat this up. But a shout out to the West Babylon Eagles. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Good job holding it down. Football team at the pep rally. I heard a couple of teachers were mortified. Oh my God.
Believe me, this really hurts me as a man from Lindenhurst. But good job, West Babylon. Never thought I'd say those words. Never thought I stay on my side of Railroad Avenue.
Yeah.
After seeing how scary the moms are in West Babylon, I'm never going over there again. But congratulations to those kids out there. If there's a Snapchat of that, get it over to us, guys. We need to see this.
Yeah,
I need to see the teachers' faces while you guys did that. That's It's trickling down.
It really is getting everywhere.
We're going to see it at a 5th grade talent show soon.
Well, it's kind of like critical race theory, right? Where they told you it's only happening in college. That's where the FJB.
Oh, I can't wait. Next time we're on MSNBC, I'm just going to go, no, Joy Reid. Let's go, Brandon chants aren't happening. Sure, you have a video of it happening. Sure, you have documentation of it happening.
Right.
But it's not really happening. It's not happening in your local schools, even though you can see it with your own lying eyes.
Right.
You racist hack.
So we'll play it the same way they played critical race theory. No, don't you understand? That's advanced. That's after high school. That's something that happens in college. You know, it's not happening in the schools. What are you talking about?
No, this is Let's Go Brandon Praxis.
Yeah. This is
Ibram Kendi's children's book. It's not really
it's not
how to be an anti-racist. It's the how to be an anti-racist with pictures in it. Ibram Kendi. I think his name is like Walter Williams, or he's got some aggressively white name.
Of course he does.
He had to change it to
just
something.
like Bill de Blasio is Warren Wilhelm.
Warren Wilhelm.
Warren Wilhelm.
What that? First off, that name sucks to begin with.
Yeah, being born with that name is not easy.
It is so funny how all the Italians are getting mad that like de Blasio's giving him a bad name.
Well, him and Cuomo. I mean, Cuomo attempted to say that he's the reason why he's a pervert and he's handsy is because he's Italian. Like, that's ridiculous.
Governor Cuomo, we've seen Jersey Shore. We get it. All right. I had a tape up at one point. It wasn't good. Boy.
Here we go. Look, Jennifer Roman also says here that the president of NASCAR does not support the chant and plans on suing anyone using the phrase in their logo. I guess, listen.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to take from the people at Talladega?
If you put the logo, Let's Go Brandon, with the NASCAR logo, they're going to do a trademark thing. So then just don't. So then do a different logo. Fine. Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I may know someone who has a different Let's Go Brandon logo.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yes. We will be getting our Let's Go Brandon shirts in. We have them up for pre-order on the website, official loudmajority.com or loudmajorityus.com, which I'm conveniently not blocking this morning.
Yeah, it's not like we do this 3 days a week where we don't know how to use the cameras by now, but we figured it out. Also, guys, we've got a couple huge announcements coming up. We've got a huge collaboration with the New York City Young Republicans coming up. There's going to be an email going out sometime this week about what we're going to be doing with them. We look, the downstate is going to be crucial coming up, and we're going to need New York City, and we're going to need New York City to come out in droves. Gavin Wax over there and Vish, some of the best guys we know. We're going to be collaborating with them on a lot of different things. We've also got an update coming on the Hot Ones Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
If you are a fan of ours, you will certainly enjoy this because Sean and I are deciding to optionally put ourselves in a gross amount of pain.
Yeah, but it's going to be bad.
It's really not going to go well. I like my wings with ketchup.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about hot sauce. So if you guys haven't seen the show Hot Ones, check it out on YouTube, and you'll see what we'll be doing at the America First Warehouse. I think we should have an announcement on that on Wednesday to coincide with a little Thanksgiving food drive.
Yeah, we should have an announcement on that on Wednesday. We're going to finalize the date on what it looks like. We're getting our final pieces of equipment in now.
So, Joe, if you're watching, come on over.
Yeah, Joe, if you're watching, we'll hope to see you in about 40 minutes, and we'll talk it over, and hopefully we'll figure it out. It's going to be so funny. And you're gonna see Kevin and I up there
cry.
We're gonna be crying. We're gonna be screaming. We're gonna be
basically what we're gonna be doing is we are gonna be eating increasingly hotter wings,
right?
While you, the fans, in person, ask us more and more personal questions. And if you guys have ever watched Hot Ones, you know that people's inhibitions go out the window when their faces are melting off.
And a shout out to Nicole Marie in the chat. Yes, I remember from Northport. She had a vaccine injury from the COVID vaccine. She told me a story. Currently, right now, wheelchair bound over what happened. So, yeah. And then Barry Culper.
Sorry, Barry. I had a christening yesterday. My best friend's son was baptized. So I was unable to make Denison, but I heard it was an awesome event.
As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the stream, Barry was on here and goes, "Oh, look who decided to show up today." He's so funny.
Some people are all right. I had to be there. It was my best friend's son. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, look, it wasn't fun, but it was a christening.
Careful.
But no, don't worry. It was a christening. It was good to see all my buddies. It was good to see the baby, and I took a day off for the first time in 16 months. Sorry, Barry, you still lose the costume competition.
No. Barry won the costume competition. Barry had the best Halloween costume in the history. Look, we need the prop. I think we need the prop. Come here. I felt like Kevin with the short arms. Barry Cooper had the greatest costume in the history, quite frankly, of Halloween costumes. What do you think about it? He went as a beautiful, talented, highly respected Captain Deplorable, beautiful hat. And he had Barry's beard, a nice long beard. It's a beautiful beard on your wonderful face, Barry. You did a great job. Congratulations on taking the top spot. We call that winning. Believe me, we call that winning.
I'm so happy that I have access to the camera switcher. That's exciting. It's like angels in the outfield with you when I fighting over this damn switcher.
Andy Whitman said he couldn't go yesterday. He was best man at his friend's wedding. We ate pizza all night together.
Andy Whitman.
Andy, did that pizza happen to come out of the trunk?
Andy Whitman, if you ran for president, I'd vote for you.
Oh my God, I would vote for. I'd commit voter fraud.
I would do anything for Andy Whitman.
I'd stuff ballot boxes
because
for him.
Andy Whitman carries whole pizzas around in his trunk.
I love him.
Just in case anyone in a post-election night party is a little hungry at 4:00 in the morning.
We love you, Andy.
Love you, Andy.
We love you more than you know.
I wish you could receive my taxes.
Oh man. So we talked about the disastrous poll numbers of the Biden administration. Some good news that came from, I know Greg Abbott tweeted it. We're on the Post Millennial here. They're good guys over there. Breaking news, and it's not really breaking anymore. It's 2 days old, but we'll still talk about it. Federal court has look at this picture of Biden.
Yo, the pictures of Joe Biden that come.
I am going to share this screen.
My favorite one is when he's sitting there like this. He's sitting around and just goes.
Oh yeah, he's just like, like he's
not totally sure where he is.
Like he's surprised about what's going on. I'm gonna share the screen with you because this is hysterical. Here we go, and take a look at this embarrassing picture of Sleepy Joe. This is him on the screen there, and this is about the vaccine mandate. So Saturday, grave and statutory constitutional issues. The Fifth Circuit of the Federal Court of Appeals has temporarily suspended the federal vaccine mandate. So, folks, the vaccine mandate was out for a grand total of about 28 hours, and then it was held up in court. This thing is not gonna. I don't think this thing is gonna hold. OSHA. I talked about this on an episode. I want to say it was either in late September, early October, about how OSHA was, number one, gonna fail to be able to enforce this, but number two, it's probably gonna be held up in court. 9 out of their last 15 emergency temporary standards have been held up in court. That's pretty bad. It's not a high success rate. And I would be very cautious, anybody who thinks that this is the end all be all. Now, if you're in one of these situations where you have lost your job because of this vaccination, or you're facing termination, it's tough. We're behind you. I had this conversation with a lot of people yesterday. I don't think these mandates are forever. I think you'll be able to get back into your field again at some point if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, etc. But for the time being, just do what you have to do to get by. I mean, look for the help where you need to find it. I know you got families to feed and things like that, and we support you. You know, there are so many different. I was talking to somebody yesterday. She's a photographer, and her photography business, her job, her current employer is mandating the vaccine, and she's not doing it. And I said, look, maybe for the next 6 months, do something you hate, but do something, because what the left wants is not just to put you out of a job. They want to keep you out of a job. They want you to eventually come back to government and beg for money and get on their dollar and become reliant on them. That is the plan here. That is the plan for anybody who's unvaccinated, and really anybody who's even vaccinated at this point. They're going to come for your livelihoods. They're going to come for your jobs. If you're on shot number 6 in the future and you're supposed to have 7 shots, they're going to come for you too. So the time now is to stand, and we're seeing 27 states attorneys general suing over this OSHA emergency temporary standard. You're seeing Ron DeSantis raise a brilliant question in Florida. Ron DeSantis has said that, if this was a grave emergency, why the hell did it take 2 months to write the ETS? And it's a great question that nobody's going to be able to answer. There are so many holes in this vaccine mandate, and I'm very happy to see that it's already being challenged and held up in court. This reminds me of when Trump tried to build the wall, and all the Democrats did was sue and stop it. The only difference is this is actually making our country unsafe. These mandates are making our country unsafe. You are weakening the supply chain. You're taking police officers off the street. You're taking emergency first responders off the streets. You're taking people out of the military. You're taking teachers out of the schools, the good ones, and you're just killing people's livelihoods and putting people out of work and destroying their lives. It's not fair. And we support you. And we hope over the short term you can get back on your feet and hopefully tread water until you're able to get back into your fields again. It's not right what's going on, but we do have some good news on the horizon.
And what's important to remember is not only are the states suing, so there are going to be two court cases that have to be adjudicated. One court case involving states' rights with Texas, Florida, and South Dakota, and the other 24 attorneys general that are suing. But it's also the private companies like the Daily Wire. I believe Turning Point is doing it as well, jumping on this suit about personal autonomy. So there are two court cases that are going to have to be adjudicated separately. So if one goes down at the state level, there's still the private company lawsuit through the Dillon Group. Harmeet Dillon does phenomenal work. She represents Andy No, the guy who exposed Antifa for what they are. If you guys don't follow Andy No, Andy NGO on Twitter, on YouTube.
He does a lot of work in the Pacific Northwest.
He got assaulted in Portland. They hit him with milkshakes with quick dry cement inside of it.
Yeah.
He got chemical burns on his face. He got a brain hemorrhage. Andy No is a phenomenal journalist. He does great work. Give him a shout out. But he's represented by the Dillon Group. They do phenomenal work for people on the right. I believe Stephen Miller's organization is also suing.
Yes.
The American First Legal Fund. What the hell is it called? Something like that.
Something like that.
Stephen Miller, who I've been a fan of for a long time. Stephen Miller, when he was a Duke law student, was the only person to come out and defend the Duke University lacrosse team.
Good for him. That guy's got balls.
He's got balls.
He's got balls.
He's got no hair, but he's got balls.
Yeah, exactly. What about what was I going to say? Oh shoot, I had something in the back of my head that I didn't have on there. It'll come to me. But yeah, for those of you guys who are, what's that? Barry's emoji is Barry. It looks like that's like his like. That's so funny. I wish I could put that on the screen. Barry's a character. No, I can. It's not that when it's like that, I can't put it on the screen, unfortunately.
Barry, you look great.
But the left, what the left is trying to do, obviously, is they're trying to keep you out of work, and they're trying to seize control, seize the means of production. This is a communist, takeover. It's not as violent as they normally are, but that's because a lot of Americans, 15 days, no big deal. Wear the mask, we'll be all right. You had this president coming out lying. There's no need for vaccine mandates. Now he's mandating, everything across the country. So there's nothing you can do when you look at government. There's really nothing you can trust, and unfortunately that falls on both sides of the aisle. There's only a few guys and gals out there that you can actually trust and believe that they're acting, sincerely or and not being disingenuous. Rand Paul is one of them. Ted Cruz, the people that we rely on all the time. A guy you can't trust, obviously, is Lindsey Graham. Telling people, the police officers on February 30th to shoot the protesters. Now, he'll still go on Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity won't question him on it because why would he? They're best friends. But, when you have a guy like Lindsey Graham, I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to my colleagues in the House of Representatives, Sean, and I'm going to make sure that we hold these people
accountable. He sounds like Blanche Dubois from A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh.
For the people out there that's seen that classic, he's like a little bitch. He was, he was great during Kavanaugh, but
that was it.
That was it. That's like he's like an athlete that had a great game 2 years ago and he's still talking about it. Or he's like me when I talk about high school football.
Yeah.
Like, what have you done lately? What have you done lately? Have you scored a touchdown in the last decade, Kev? No, I haven't.
Oh man. Yeah. Lindsey Graham is a mess. I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. But
luckily he's small. You could throw him pretty far. So he's a joke. But when you watch people like Rand Paul, Dr. Fauci, you lied when you testified about gain of function research of the Wuhan lab, right? It was incredible to watch. I know it's a problem. I miscalculated. I didn't make enough coffee this morning. But yeah, you watch these vaccine mandates getting shot down. You see that there's two separate lawsuits, one about private businesses, one suing the actual government, and at the federal level, at the state level, at the business level, it's very good. What are you talking about? I don't make mud. I'm getting yelled at.
But you're watching as a lot of people in this country are waking up, and the big reason why they're waking up is because the government is being disingenuous. It is because the government is telling, mistruths and being deceitful as they move through their operations on a day-to-day. It's disgusting. What we're witnessing with mandates, with critical race theory, with weaponizing our institutions to target people. You know damn well that OSHA is so understaffed and underfunded that they're only going to go after conservative outlets and operations when it comes to when it comes to enforcing these mandates. So that this is what the left is planned to do. This is what they've wanted to do. They're going to make examples of everybody and move forward that way. And that's exactly their plan. So if you are one of these folks, again, who have lost their job because of the vaccine mandates, we're with you. We support you. We want to see you tread water until this all goes away. And hopefully we can fix it sooner rather than later, because the good people that make up this country, they deserve better. If Dan Bongino says it all the time, if you don't have bodily autonomy, if you don't have sovereignty over your own body, then you don't have sovereignty at all. Then you have no freedom. Then you're not living in a free country, and your freedoms are essentially worth nothing. And that's what we're working to solve.
And it's important to remember, guys, if you're getting pressure about this vaccine from your job, do not quit. Do not walk off the job. Force them to fire you. It's weird. It's awkward. Nobody likes to be fired. I mean, I get fired all the time. But make them fire you, because then once this OSHA rule is rescinded, once this is found to be what it is, you might be able to do something good on your end. There might be able to be and look, this is all speculation, but there might be a
class action,
a class action suit, or some sort of what the hell is it when you're fired illegally?
Discrimination?
No,
I don't know. Wrongful termination.
Wrongful termination.
There you go. Wrongful termination.
I don't know. Look, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a grocery delivery guy and a podcast host. But who the hell knows? Who knows what kind of class action? Particularly if you work for some sort of multinational. If you work for the state of New York, someone's going to take that case.
Yeah.
If I was a lawyer, I would.
Someone will take it. Look, and also, if there are any small businesses or large businesses, employers on the chat right now that have openings, I mean, that for some of these folks who lost their jobs, let us know. Post about it. Get us the information. Hey, I'm a business. I'm hiring this, that, and the other thing. And you put that in. It's time for Patriots to take care of Patriots, right? It's time for us to take care of our own. And if you are a business owner who is actively looking for help, get in contact with us. We will find somebody for you rather quickly, because there's a lot of patriots, a lot of people who we call our friends, who are supporters of our movement and all of this, who've lost their jobs, who are looking for something, another way to feed their family. So if you are an employer, if you do run a business, if you do have openings there, let us know what those openings are. We will look for help for you. We'll actively try it.
Send us an email at liloudmajority@gmail.com. If you have those openings, we would love to connect you with some good people that share your values. And a lot of people need it right now. A lot of people are single moms looking, not sure what to do, if they should hang on or not. And I feel terrible for them.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be in this situation. It's a massive overreach on behalf of the government, and we hope to see it fixed. We hope to see it resolved, and we want to be a part of that. So again, if you're an employer, if you are running a business and you do have an opening, get that in touch. Get that stuff over to us, please, 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 please. Also, I spoke with somebody yesterday, another West Babylon mom, somebody who's fierce and fearless. And she has uncovered through FOILs more direct involvement of Panorama Education in the West Babylon School District. We're going to dig further into that this week and hopefully have some more information that way. We've got another case that we're tracking, again, that has to do with the West Babylon School District. I have not forgotten about it. So there is a case that we're looking at. We're looking to get some more information through FOILs. I do believe that after all is said and done, when we do get all this information, that it could result in resignations of high-level administrators in the West Babylon School District. That's not a promise. That's just, hey, if we get the information that we think we're going to get, this could result in resignations of high-level administrators in the West Babylon School District, and we'll see what it can do across Long Island going forward in school districts across Long Island. And now our priority is going to be back to school boards. Now, those meetings have been attended more sparsely now. The hotbed issue of masks has subsided. Critical race theory is still there. DEI is still there, and we're fired up about that. But now it's time to get in there and start to make your cases heard about the vaccination, because that's going to be a line in the sand. A lot of people had said, if my kid has to wear a mask, we're pulling them out, and then they didn't pull them out because I understand. Look, you're busy, you're working, you don't have the money to do it. But there are people who have made it very clear. I know I didn't pull my kid out for the mask. There are people who have made it very, very clear. If they start forcing vaccinations, that's it. And so if that is you need to get back to your school board meetings, and you need to and start attending and letting your boards know and putting them on record and bringing your friends with you, and we are going to start attending meetings again. And I'm not going to be saying which meetings I'm going to, because that keeps the crazy people away. So today, look for a post on the Long Island Loud Majority Facebook page. That's going to be what we've done in the past. Please post your school board meetings underneath the post, and we're going to put out a calendar, and every day we'll be able to say, or every week we'll be able to put out the weekly calendar of what we know. If you don't see your district on the calendar, don't take it personally. We probably just didn't see it. There was 300 comments the first time around, and we missed a few.
I got a feeling there's going to be a hell of a lot more this time. So
yeah, vaccines on the horizon is not good.
And look, like Sean said, we try to be, there's 3 or 4 of us. These school boards are not stupid. They make their school board meetings the same days as all the other ones.
Yep.
So that there can't be organization amongst the parents. Longwood does it the same day as Sachem. Why? So you can't go there to support your friends who might live across the town line. West Babylon does it the same day. Well, West Babylon and Lindenhurst are 2 different cases.
Right.
Lindenhurst is awesome. West Babylon sucks. But I've only been saying that for 30 years now.
Our football team though did FJB, not yours.
Yeah.
Our football team.
Don't worry. I'll be making a call.
I'll
be making a call to make sure our basketball team does it. All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
But guys, we try to be at every one of them. We pop in. I mean, I remember when we did this last time, I was going to 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah.
Just popping in to support the parents, let them know they were there. Terrify Shoshana Herskowitz over at 3 Village, because she sucks.
She sucks.
She's
brutal.
I also got some information about that woman that we're going to go over after the show, about where she likes to send her donations to. I don't know how this woman has this much money.
West Babylon School District support meeting is tomorrow night, by the way. If you do want to see our good friends April and Jen light some fires, figuratively speaking. That's what we need to bring that in there when they're done speaking. This was great. I was having a conversation with Tatiana Ibrahim from Carmel. She was the first one who came up in front of in front of the school board. And I was talking to her on, I think it was Friday night. And we were looking forward to meeting her Sunday, and then something came up, but we will be meeting soon, and hopefully we'll be having her on the show to talk about what inspired her to do that. But when she went off on her school board, she went off for about 10 minutes. I told her, I said, look, if Lucy on the West Babylon school board thinks I'm bad, wait till she meets you, because there is no getting her off the mic. Tatiana said, oh man, she goes, you know what? You're exposed. That's all. And walked off. I said, wow, you don't want to get this woman upset. And so, I was talking to her, and it was just, she's inspiring, and people like that are inspiring. I can go up and talk all we want. And I don't have children in the district. I'm just going in there fighting because I support you guys. But when moms and dads now, there's a lot of Papa Bears that are starting to take action here. At one of the last meetings I went to, there was 120 people in the room. There were a lot of dudes in there, because the dads are getting pissed off. And that's a good thing. Get involved, stay involved. You can't lose engagement, or else they're going to win.
Well, as usual, I think the dads are getting pissed off because the moms are getting pissed off.
Right.
Happy wife.
Happy life. Dads are sleeping on the couch. Mom's like, you didn't come to the school board meeting. You sleep on the couch tonight. Oh man, I think that is what's
a lot of tuna casserole for dinner out there.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
No steak until you come to the school board meeting.
But so the mama bears are pissed, the papa bears are pissed. You don't mess with the kids. And the left didn't get that message the first time around with masks. And first time around they tried Common Core, which was a disaster. You can't do 2 + 2. You got to do 1 + 1 + a half + a half + a half + a half. And then
you got to draw like a box.
Yeah,
with 4 things in it. You know what's so funny about the Common Core? If they went from Common Core, a different way of teaching how to do addition, to now math is racist, and getting to the right answer is not most important.
Right.
If getting to the right answer is not most important in math, then I had an A in trig because I never got to the right answer.
That's what I'm saying.
I still see one of my high school math teachers every now and again. She casually reminds me about how poor I did in her class. It hurts.
Listen, one of my least favorite things to do in math back in high school was the prove this is a triangle. I was such a jerk. I was like, so you want me to prove it's a triangle, right? Because now that math is words, right? I wrote 3 sides, 3 angles every time on the test. I'm looking at it. I can tell it's a triangle because I have eyes. Like, I don't need to. Well, you know, the sign of the what? What are we doing? Find X. I don't want to find X. X is fine over there.
I don't want to know what X. X is just fine over. Find X and why don't X and Y? Get the hell out of here.
How about X is X for a reason? There's a reason why there's an X.
If you want to know what the number is, just write the damn number. Just write the damn number.
You know, X is redacted for a reason. Look, sources and methods. We don't want to go in there and reveal the identity of.
You know what? That's what I should have wrote on my algebra test.
What, sources and methods?
I should just be like, you know, it's a national security threat. We can't know what X is.
It's redacted. X is redacted.
X is redacted. Like the damn like the Durham report.
The only one who knew what X was leaking James Comey, and he didn't even leak it. He didn't leak the identity of X.
Well, that's because he looks like a Y.
He definitely looks like a Y.
He definitely looks like a Y.
You remember that picture of him in the forest?
Yo, no, that's that's an amazing picture. No picture is funnier than when he was trying to hide in the drapes. He was wearing the same color suit as the drapes in the Oval Office, and he was like creeping back like that Homer Simpson meme where he just falls back into the bushes.
Oh yeah, yeah. When he pulls into the Homer Simpson,
he just falls back into the bushes, like every Cowboys fan yesterday.
Highest duty, yeah. Oh my gosh,
like every Cowboys fan yesterday, falling back into the bushes.
Highest duty or whatever, highest loyal, whatever his name with the higher loyalty or something was.
Higher loyalty
was the name of his book. It's like, okay, now you're watching the Durham report come out and see how corrupt the FBI actually was.
You have the same job as a guy who wore his mother's clothes. So you know what? Congratulations.
Okay. Oh, you almost fell. Kevin almost went down. That was almost the end there.
I think I broke the hydraulics in his chair.
That was close.
Time to get back on keto.
So listen, we have Thanksgiving coming up, but Kevin had already implied, excuse me, that we're going to be doing a collection when we do the hot ones. And look, we know it's a tough time. We're gonna talk about this because Bidenflation is real. We're on the epic times here, and that food prices have vaulted to the highest level in a decade. So if you remember a decade ago, who was president? It was a Democrat by the name of Barack Hussein Obama. You know, and during Trump, everything was nice. Everything was okay. We had mean tweets. We had cheap gas. We had cheap turkeys. And we had a supermarket that wasn't taking every dollar out of our pocket. Now, food prices around the world have risen to their highest levels in a decade on the back of tightening supply conditions with most robust demand, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. The FAO Food Price Index, which measures food commodity prices, surged 31.3% in the 12 months through October, coming in at a reading of 133.2 points, a level not seen since July of 2011. So things are getting a lot more expensive everywhere you look.
July of 11, right? Can't blame that on Bush.
Nope.
3 years in, you can't blame that on the previous administration. 4 years.
No, you cannot.
4 years in.
No,
that was strictly due to the rise of the debt because of Obamacare. That's exactly what that was. The debt went up. We printed more money. Quantitative easing. Who the hell was the Fed chair then?
I don't remember.
Probably Greenspan. You know, the master financier, who all he did was hit print on the damn printer.
And he kept printing money.
Just kept printing money.
And that destroys the value of your currency.
And who was his number 2? Janet Yellen.
Oh, and
Janet Yellen, who's now, first off, she looks like a gremlin. She's like,
so does Fauci. We
got
covered that on Friday.
Yeah, but she's got like a bowl cut. She looks like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
So we are going to be collecting for needy families when we do the hot ones. Now, obviously, we don't want you to look. It's charity. Whatever you can afford, you can do. Don't go crazy.
Don't go nuts, guys.
We know times are tough, and a lot of people that we know that are in our group have lost their jobs. Don't feel bad if you can't bring something this year, but we do want to try and help out needy families where we can. So when we do the hot ones, we will be collecting. any sorts of Thanksgiving related items for that.
And if anybody wants to bring me a loaf of bread for that one, because I'm going to need that.
He's going to need that.
I'm going to need that because it's going to be it's. You know what? Let's check in the chat. Do you guys know what Hot Ones is?
And it's a chat. Everybody in the chat, it's time to activate the chat. Do you guys know? Have you guys heard of Hot Ones, where the people eat crazy wings? Have you heard of that? Have you ever heard of that before?
Sean Evans interviews all the celebrities and gets them to eat ridiculously hot wings, and then he asks them ridiculous questions. It's let's see what does the chat say?
And you know that it actually Hot Ones has killed Shaq.
Yeah. It killed Shaq.
A lot of people haven't heard of it yet.
They haven't heard from Coolio in a while.
Barry wants you to have milk.
And DJ Khaled.
Another one.
He only made it through 6 wings. So it turns out being...
So a lot of people haven't heard of it until we brought it up, according to what we're seeing here. Some have seen it, some have not. But you guys are going to love it when we do it.
Guys, when you're done with this, just check out, just go onto YouTube, type in Shaq Hot Ones, watch it. It's hilarious.
It's one of the funniest things you'll see.
Quite frankly, it's funnier than anyone thought possible.
Did you just say my favorite 2 words? Did you just say quite frankly? Am I rubbing off on you? I think I am, okay? He said quite frankly.
Sean, I promise you are not rubbing off on me.
I think I'm rubbing off. I think we're having what's called the it's contagious. It's the Trump virus, they call it.
Gordon Ramsay was hilarious on there. Shaq was hilarious.
Shaq was so funny.
Scarlett Johansson was hilarious.
ScarJo.
It was a girl I went to high school with was on there because apparently she's a comedian.
Really?
She's not funny.
Oh,
Carly Aquilino. She's really not funny. She's on Hannah Gadsby's level.
Oh boy, not funny.
I don't really care.
Not funny at all.
Not funny at all.
Not funny at all. So we have about 15 minutes left to go. We talked about food prices. We talked about the federal court halting the vaccine mandate after a couple hours that it was live. I mean, there's just so much to go through. I want you to look at something. I want you to look at something, and I want you to keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned. That's what I did want to bring up. Yes. That was what I was going to bring up before, and then it slipped my mind. So we had a big development that nobody wants to talk about right now, but this is what communists do. The home of James O'Keefe, obviously the man, the top guy at Project Veritas, was raided by the FBI over was her name Abigail Biden? It was her diary.
No.
That wasn't Abigail. It was one of the. It was a woman. Yeah. It was a Biden diary issue. I thought it was Abigail.
It was over the Biden diary.
But it was a Biden diary issue, and I'm gonna look it up if this is if this was it. Yeah, this was let's see. But the house of James O'Keefe was raided by the FBI over this diary problem, this diary issue. And look, when Ashley Biden, when you weaponize institutions of government, law enforcement wings and such, to go after journalists for doing journalism, you're probably a communist. You're probably a fascist. You're probably one of the people that you claim to be so, opposed to. You are the tyrant. So you've seen it happen under Stalin. You've seen it happen under Xi in China. You've seen it happen under Putin. They go after journalists who are exposing the truth. And James O'Keefe had his house raided by the FBI in connection to this Ashley Biden diary. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, that means, number one, James O'Keefe is over the target, and so they're freaking out. And number two, if they're over the target and they're freaking out, that's her diary. And there is some really, really interesting stuff in there about incest and all that.
O'Keefe put out a video saying that he could not confirm the diary's authenticity, which is why he didn't put it out. Veritas goes out, and we know a lot of the guys from Veritas. They go out of their way to source their material. So anybody who tells you that they make stuff up, it's just bullshit. Like, I did it again. We really got to get a delay button.
We're gonna get boop.
But anyone that tells you that they distort things or not, we're friends with a few of the guys. They're phenomenal people. They didn't release the diary because they couldn't confirm its authenticity. But frankly, now that they're going after the diary, it makes me think that it's probably real.
Yeah, and that's different than what the left-wing media does, right? Remember the dossier? And the dossier, which is still not verified. You know what I think is going to happen before the dossier gets verified? Take a guess, Kevin.
I think before the dossier gets verified, we're probably going to find out who won the Smithtown West, Smithtown East game.
Correct. We still don't know who won this football game. It happened on October 16th. Smithtown East versus Smithtown, October 16th or 14th. I don't know. They probably got the date wrong too. 16th. I was right.
I can't wait to see if they screw up the Smithtown West, Smithtown East basketball game.
Yeah, so
what about the lacrosse game?
The dossier has still not been verified. Okay, this is the P tape, Trump with the peeing, and the Michael Cohen went to Prague and Russia. As a matter of fact, we're finding out that the dossier was such a load of garbage that people are being indicted over it because they lied about it and fed it into the institutions of our government to spy on a presidential campaign and then spy on the president while he was in office. Folks, sounds like a conspiracy theory. Not. This happened. Now, when you look at how they handled the dossier, how the media ran with the dossier, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, The View. They went crazy.
The View.
Oh, Joy Behar. Michael Flynn talked to the Russians. She went crazy. I think I don't remember the name of the reporter who broke that, who tanked the market for an entire day when they thought that the president actually colluded with Russia and they found a smoking gun. Oh my goodness. It was Joy Behar going crazy. She was actually happy about the fact that our elections might have been influenced by a foreign adversary. Not something anyone should ever be happy about, but these people don't verify their information. You could tell. The dossier couldn't be verified because the dossier was fake. Now you have James O'Keefe, who has not published the Ashley Biden diary or the alleged Ashley Biden diary because it couldn't be verified. And that's not the type of journalist and outlet that Project Veritas is. One of the unique things about them and what they do so well is they don't have to say things. They let these companies and these entities that they infiltrate and do these stories on, they let them say these things. It was the Pfizer scientist who said the vaccine is not as effective as natural immunity. It was one of the doctors and nurses who said that it killed one of her friends. And that's not to say that it's killing everybody, but it is to say that, hey, this was killed. This killed her friend. It was these people who said maybe if you have a child, it's not necessary to do it. It's all of these different companies. It was Phil Murphy's campaign who had said in Jersey. And I think that's one of the reasons why that race got so tight so fast at such a late time. It was Murphy's campaign who said that they were going to impose vaccine mandates after everyone went out to vote because they knew it was nationally unpopular and it wouldn't be popular in the state. So what Veritas does is they take these entities and they get them on record saying it themselves, leaving no room for speculation. And so what they've done here is instead of publishing the Ashley Biden diary because they couldn't verify it, he held on to it. But now the fact that the FBI is raiding his house makes you believe that this could actually be her diary. And if it is there is some bad stuff in there.
And look, we've talked to people that have seen some things on Hunter Biden. That
Laptop.
We've seen the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
We can't tell you what's on there legally.
Right.
But we weren't actually allowed to see it. But we were told from someone that we trust very much.
We saw some of the contents of the laptop.
We saw some of the contents, and if this diary has anything like what was told to be on that laptop, then well, I'm gonna feel real stupid because I told everyone a lot of this was conspiracy.
Yeah,
and it's not.
Well, look, I mean, even some of the stuff on that laptop. Even the stuff that we did see that didn't cross that threshold into
legality,
the legal, where if you see it, you have to report it. But there were some insinuations through text messages back and forth, and not for nothing. But do you remember when we saw the number of Joe Biden on the screen and I called it on my phone and I called it as Trump and I said, Joe, you said, because a woman picked up when I saw the number on the screen, I said, I'm going to call this. It was a Delaware or DC number. And I called it. And I said, Joe, you sound different. You sound a little different. And the person on the phone goes, oh, no, this used to be his number. I inherited it. So, folks, like what we saw was legit, and we saw some stuff on that laptop that's just, there's creepy. And then there's the stuff that we legally were not allowed to see because if we saw it, the people who were showing it to us would be accused legally of distributing bad things.
Stuff you can't distribute.
It's an illegal thing to do.
But, so this whole thing with Veritas, it's really scary because it's one thing for the media to go after other media outlets. Now with
that's just competition.
Now
that's like Samsung going after Apple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, but not even so, because you would think that media entities would be out there, protecting the integrity of the institution of media.
You agree.
You know what? Because when Trump banned Jim Acosta from the press briefings for like 15 minutes, they made it seem like he was destroying the institution of journalism.
Right.
That, oh, this is an attack on journalism. No, it's an attack on an asshole. One guy. It's an attack on one guy who is such a journalistic entity that he's on all the late night shows. I don't remember Cronkite going on Johnny Carson.
Right. You banned you banned Jim Acosta. Everyone made it out to be such a bad thing. I thought it was a great thing. The guy sucks.
He's just not a good reporter. And he's out. Oh, he's such an attention whore.
He's a whiner.
Oh, he's such an attention
Mr.
whore.
President. Mr. President. The best is when he was like, well, we're real news, Mr. President. The Trump just, you are fake news. He just dipped. He didn't even point at him. He just dipped his finger down and he was just, you are fake news. And I was like, this guy's my hero.
Like he said it to his face. We are not fake news, sir. You're terrible.
Yeah. He said, your organization is terrible. Your organization.
My favorite was when they would do like CNN reports from the campaign trail, and they'd be like up on the podium in the back, like overlooking the stage.
Right.
And there would just be some guy with a sign that just says Jim Acosta sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's like Barry Bonds didn't get this treatment and he cheated.
Yeah, he cheated bad.
Yeah.
He cheated like real bad.
I remember when Barry Bonds said, he goes, you got to have some kind of talent that 55,000 people screaming you suck. It doesn't, but that doesn't play here.
No, that does not play here. Jim Acosta is a talentless hack. He is a left-wing radical, and he pretends to be a journalist. There's a reason why Jim Acosta is virtually irrelevant right now, and that's because Donald Trump is no longer in the political scene.
Their
ratings,
out in public.
They're down. What was that? Yes.
CNN's ratings are down 68% from their all-time low. Who is watching? Unless you're at Terminal B at Kennedy.
Or you're in like Planet Fitness.
Or on the elliptical. Be careful there. You're on the elliptical at Planet Fitness getting that lunk alarm every time you drop the weight too heavy.
Yeah, you get the lunk alarm.
So it's got to, AT&T still hasn't paid Ted Turner for the CNN acquisition, and it doesn't seem like he's ever getting that money.
No.
He's just up there buying up all of Montana, or whatever the hell Ted Turner's doing. He's up there enjoying the fact that the Braves won the World Series, which, look, real quick, I know a lot of people on baseball after the whole All-Star game thing, but the fact that the Braves lost the All-Star game and come back and win the World Series.
Poetic justice.
Look, let's just be clear. I hate the Braves. I hate Freddie Freeman.
You're Met fan.
I hate Ozzie Albies. I hate Greg Maddux, John Smoltz. They all suck. Chipper Jones, that spineless bastard.
Chipper Jones named his first kid Shea.
His third kid, Shea.
The third kid, whatever. He still named the kid Shea because he owned Shea Stadium.
Yeah. I don't like that man. I don't like him on a plane. I don't like him on a train. I do not like Chipper Jones.
Oh, I do not like Chipper Jones.
But the fact that the Braves won the World Series,
green eggs.
Just hey, Rob Manfred.
Yeah. The fact that the World Series is returning now, the championship is returning to the great state of Georgia, where the All-Star game was pried out of and stripped away from. It's beautiful, poetic justice. It's great. It's great. So for those of you guys who were watching baseball, fantastic. It's a wonderful thing. The great things happen when you look at it.
Somebody said the other day that I do a pretty good Trump.
Did they? What are they?
Except that I'm sitting next to you.
They got confused.
It's like how you look a lot skinnier sitting next to me.
I do. Well, you can't really tell like this. Hey, I guess you can. Well, we're coming up on 8:00, folks, and
we're starting to get silly, so that means it's time to wrap.
It's time to get going. So thanks a lot to everybody who listened. We had a great and watched this morning. We had great viewership here on a Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. We'll be back on Wednesday morning.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. You subscribe to the YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/Long Island Loud Majority.
Go into your Facebook group invitations and click like, follow. We sent out a bunch of invites to a lot of people. Make sure you guys invite your friends. Let's grow the movement. There's a lot of people out there who don't. I was at a christening last week, and a few of them didn't know what I was doing, and I've known these people my entire life.
Right.
So we need to grow this movement. We need to grow it strong, because once we break into these school boards, people are going to start getting worried about 22. And the higher up the chain we go, the more people are going to come after us. So we need all of your support. Make sure you like this page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Go on over to loudmajorityus.com, sign up for the newsletter, and sign up, because this way we can get you the New York City Young Republicans thing.
Barry called you big boned.
Sign up for the newsletter at loudmajorityus.com, guys. Share this video out. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for watching. It's been a nice morning with you. And also, do yourselves a favor, if you can, please subscribe to the podcast, The Unfettered Patriot. Do me a favor. I'm the new host of that. My friend Dr. Cordy Williams was the host of that show. He is now running for Senate in the great state of California, and I think the man's got more of a shot than anybody else has ever had in that state. He's a constitutionalist, a Marine Corps veteran. So go subscribe to the podcast, Unfettered Patriot. Dr. Cordy's Unfettered Patriot. I am the new host of that program. I record it from here at a broadcast in San Diego, California.
Sean is now coast to coast.
Coast to coast,
with
folks.
with a 3,000-mile gap in the middle.
Coast to coast, 9 to 10 a.m. on KCBQ, The Answer San Diego. So if you're in San Diego and you're listening to this later, you can listen to the Unfettered Patriot live. I just interviewed last week two awesome people, Mike Miller from Warriors for Ranchers and the great, legendary J.R. Majewski running for Congress in Ohio District 9. He's painting his lawn, all sorts of Trump. He just did a music video at J360. It was produced by Forgiato Blow. There's so much going on in the content game. We got a Let's Go Brandon thing that's getting ready to come out. I want #1 on iTunes, and I think it's going to happen. Wait for our shirts to come in, and you'll see there's something big brewing over right here. I got it. You don't know about it. I recorded it at around 3 a.m.
I don't know about
Oh, you don't know about it. I recorded it at 3 a.m. the other night when the clocks got set back. There's only a few people who do know about it right now. Some of the folks that I've collaborated on content with have taken a listen to it. It's really funny. I'm gonna lay it down a little more throughout the week, and then hopefully once we get our new shirts in, we will be able to put that up, and it'll be really big. So thanks again for listening, folks. And before we sign off, we do it all the time. You know, in the face of these mandates, which are being held up in court, in the face of CRT, masks on your kids, and forced vaccinations, in the face of the intentional destruction of the United States of America by a regime that might not have been legitimately elected, we say these 4 words loud and clear from every rooftop, soapbox, street corner, on every bullhorn, and every pickup truck bed. The 4 words that ring so true, and we'll say it over and over and over until the people in power either get it or get the hell out of our way. And the chat knows exactly what it is as they keep going crazy. The 4 words, we will not comply. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our podcast, We Will Not Comply, on Podbean, casting platforms. Hit up the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Long Island Loud Majority, and take it over to our website, loudmajorityus.com. And until Wednesday morning, folks, stop complying and stay loud.